Hello everyone, welcome back to Resin with me. Long time no see. It's been a couple of weeks I think since my last video. I've just been very busy with work. And I also got a new puppy. He's a corgi and very adorable. His name is Petrie. So for today's video, I wanted to do something that I have seen Julie on Pouring Your Heart Out do, which is sort of like a crushed velvet look. I have to do it a little differently because I'm going to try it in this new tray mold. So we'll see how it turns out, but I've just got some black resin. It's just resin that I used black paste and a little bit of mica powder with, sitting in some warm water to keep it runny. Grab a paper towel. That's just to keep it runny so that it'll easily spread, because I've not measured this mold, so I don't know how much it's going to take. And I've mixed up 8 ounces just to be safe, because I don't want to fill it up all the way. Alright, and so also putting it in warm water, since it keeps it runny, it helps it to helps the bubbles, you know, be able to rise up to the top, so you can either they pop on their own or you can pop them. Alright, so I think that actually ended up being like the perfect amount, because it is. It's not full. It's maybe like halfway full. Charlie's barking at something in the background, so sorry about that. So I'm going to go ahead and torch these bubbles out of here. I am going to use these chameleon flakes, very shiny, to just, I'll show you. I won't, I think I'll show it better than I can describe it. Okay, so I think I'm going to let this sit for maybe like 10 minutes just to let any more bubbles rise up to the top so I can pop those. And then I'm going to move this water, because knowing myself, I will spill it and make a mess. So yeah, to get the crushed velvet look, you use plastic wrap, and while it's still wet, you put it over and try to avoid bubbles, you know, trapping some air between the resin and the plastic wrap, but then you kind of like squish it and like scrunch it up. So I'm going to try. We'll see. I probably shouldn't have done it on such a large project, but you know, I already did it, so we'll have to see how it goes. And then yeah, once I do that and it's maybe like 80% cured, it'll still be pretty bendy. That's when I will go on with these chameleon pigments, and I will like dab them onto the dried resin. So the first color is, I tried to do them in sort of like a kind of like a natural progression of colors from this kit that I got. Called Chameleon Flakes Intense Color Shift by Let's Resin, and it came with these 5 colors, which are lime, green, which is kind of like, I see some pink and green, and then in the lime I see like blue and green. There's also fuchsia, which I see pink and green in here as well, mainly pink. Violet, which is like blue and purple, and then blue, which is more blue, like a darker blue with some purple in there as well. So I was trying to go for something that would kind of be like a natural progression of colors. Yeah, I'm gonna let this sit for 10 minutes, let some bubbles come up, pop those, and then we can attempt to do the plastic wrap. I will be back and I'll see you guys then. Alright, so we're back and ready to start with the plastic wrap. I'm a little nervous because I've never done it before, but we will see how it goes. plastic wrap. Okay. So I think the hard part is really just going to be trying to make sure that there's no air pockets. Alright, so we're all done. I think I see a couple of like really tiny air pockets, but you know, I mean, I don't think you're gonna be able to not get any at all. So I'm just gonna go in here and make sure that the edges, you know, since it kind of lifts up over the mold, the edges are not sealed. So I'm gonna go in here and just take care of those. Okay, so I think everything's sealed, and this is where you just kind of, I don't even really know how to scrunch it up. I guess we'll just go in here and try. Alright, so I think that is kind of where we'll leave it. And yeah, once it starts to set up and is pretty stiff, doesn't need to be 100% cured, but you know, pretty stiff, I will pull off the plastic wrap, and it should hopefully still keep all those little ripples, and yeah, it just kind of looks like, it's supposed to look like crushed velvet once you add all of the flakes. So yeah, I will meet you all back here once we are ready to pull off the plastic wrap, and fingers crossed it, you know, it works and it stays. So I will see you all then. Alright, so we are back, and I did let this sit a little bit longer than I intended to. It was kind of late when I did it at first, so it's not really tacky at all. It's very, very stiff, so I'm really hoping that, you know, I'm still able to get the same effect that I was hoping for it to still be tacky as far as getting the flakes to really stick to it. But you can see it did keep the crushed velvet look, you know, the scrunched up look, so we'll go in with our first color, which is the lime, and I'm kind of showing how I want to do the layout of the colors. I want to do them sort of diagonally, and so I'm just going to go in and start pouring the first color directly onto it. I could use a brush, but I feel like that's going to take forever to get it out of each little jar, so I don't see an issue with just pouring it directly on there. It does kind of, you know, fly into the air, but you know, I think the time is worth that. So I am just going in with a brush, and I am brushing the powder onto the resin to get it to stick and to sort of spread it out and make sure that I'm getting into all of those creases with each color. So I'll go ahead and just sort of fast forward. This is what I'm going to do with each color. So after I added all of the glitters, I did quickly use a heat gun to blow off any excess or loose glitter, since I don't want that to rise to the top of the clear resin, because it's gonna just kind of ruin the effect. So I did use a heat gun to try to blow off as much of the loose glitter as I could. And now I'm just going in with clear resin for a top coat, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm making sure that everything, all of these peaks, are submerged under the top coat. We want it to be nice and flat. And then, of course, with anything else, I am going in with my heat gun and my blowtorch to pop any bubbles. And then I'm also getting my handles out. So here's little Petrie. He is quite the handful. He likes to stay close. Him and Charlie's older, so you know, she just doesn't really like to play, and he loves to play with her though. But this is my new baby Petrie, and of course my OG baby Charlie. My plants need water, so don't judge me. Alright, so I've done a couple things since I left off, and oh, by the way, I got a heat gun, a big heat gun. So I know I said I've been wanting to get one of those, but what we have is, what I've done since I left off is I poured a little bit more of top coat because it wasn't up to the top yet of the mold, and I really want to make sure that there's no lip. And so, yeah, I think it looks fantastic. Sorry about the ring light, but I think it looks so good. I was going back and forth about whether I wanted to add the handles because they came with screws that you could screw into the bottom. But that's more trouble than I really want to go through. So I was like, I'm gonna stick these in with the top coat, and so hopefully, you know, there's enough to make sure that they stay put. And they seem to really be in there. You know, I'm moving them, they're not moving. So I'm just gonna unmold this and see how it turned out. Alright, so I got that little edge off. It didn't seem to mess up the mold, so that's good. And we'll pull it out. Okay, we can look at the bottom just to see what it looks like. Just black. I do see a couple of spots where the glitter, like right there, that line, I think that's that deeper line right there. So yeah, but I mean, you don't really need to see the bottom anyway. So handles feel good and sturdy. It's beautiful. I love it. Oh, the puppies are... Yeah, so let me know what you think. Let me bring you down for a close-up, hopefully without the ring light kind of getting in the way, and you can let me know what you think. Alright, so here is our close-up, and you can see all of those, you know, folds that make it look like fabric, and the shine just makes it look like that crushed velvet. I think it came out great. For it being my first time, I was very nervous to try this effect, but I think it came out great. And thank you to Julie from Pouring Your Heart Out for giving me the idea to try this. And yeah, let me know what you all think. I probably will add maybe like a gold edging just to go with the handles. But I think it looks fantastic. I'm very happy with how it turned out. Let me know what you think. I'll see y'all next time.